Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me again. Appreciate it. This video, we're going to get started talking about something that I think I understood a little bit, but I wish I had a better understanding when I was younger, especially, and that is just the simple act of discipline. Being disciplined and I guess the role that it plays in your life. And it's kind of loaded though, right? What the heck does that mean? And you can be disciplined at one thing, but you can not be disciplined at another thing. And how is that possible? And then also, what is discipline? You know, is discipline something you're born with? Or is discipline something that you build up over time? And so I think the easiest way to start this off is just to define what I believe discipline is. And discipline would be the act of doing something, whether it's hard or easy, repeatedly, because you know you have to, even when motivation is low. And so what does this look like, you know? This looks like something as simple as doing your laundry when you don't feel like doing it, getting a car wash, cooking for yourself instead of ordering out, things like that. Things that, going to the gym even, that's definitely a big one. I don't know why I say even necessarily, but yeah, going to the gym is a big form of discipline. Things that generally benefit you, that you know you should be doing, but you don't want to. It could even just be helping out a friend, helping out a family member on days when you feel like sleeping in, because you know that you're trying to be a stand-up individual. And so I guess what I would say is that discipline, I believe, it's a skill, something you're definitely born with to a degree. Some people do have inherently more discipline than others, but it's something that you can learn how to do regardless. You can become a more disciplined person, no matter what. It's not like you wake up and you're not disciplined in the next 3 months. If you do something that makes you more disciplined, you won't be a more disciplined person. It's very much a skill. Um, Hold on. And so you might be asking me, you know, why do you think discipline is important, and why is it something that you wish you had a better grasp on when you were younger? Um, and to that, I would say I think it's important because it's the main driver in you actually getting things done with your life, even when you don't have motivation for it. It's the main driver of decisions, and the reason that I wish I had a better grasp of it when I was younger is because if I understood what it took to build more discipline, then I could have been doing it for a longer time. And when you do something for a long time, you get these really awesome effects of compound interest. It happens with money. It also happens with skills. You essentially, over time, by doing something, you get better at it, and you generally get better at it exponentially. So the more disciplined you are, the more that bleeds into other aspects of your life, and you experience a uptick of discipline across the whole board. And so I guess I should get into how does one go about building discipline if it's such an important thing that you need. Um, and essentially, I believe that the process of building discipline is actually rather simple. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It doesn't need to be thought on too hard. Uh, it's simply the act of choosing something that you know that you can be disciplined in. Maybe it's something you already inherently have a little bit of a discipline for. For me, this would have been going to the gym. It was something that I grew up having a knack for and something I really enjoyed doing. And so it was a lot easier for me to be disciplined with something like that than it was to say, be disciplined cooking food, something I didn't enjoy as much when I was younger. Um, and so you can just start with that activity that you're a little bit more inclined to be disciplined for. And if you have none, then choose anything. That's the beauty of it. So you choose that thing that you're a little bit more inclined to be disciplined towards, and then you really stick to it. You really make sure that when motivation is fleeting, you go and you do it regardless. Um, and you just repetitively do that over time. So you get up, you go to the gym. You get up, you do your laundry. You get up, you cook your meals. You get up, you literally, you run the dishwasher, something, whatever it is that you can stick to. And just keep doing that over time. And then when you get good at that, so much so that it's a habit, something that you do just habitually without thinking, it's almost like freaking subconscious discipline at that point. Um, it gets to that point, then you can start to bleed it into other things. You can start to then say, for this instance, like, okay, I've become very disciplined at going to the gym. It's something I enjoy doing. Now maybe I can try and take that discipline and apply it to something I don't like doing as much. So now I can start, cleaning the dishes every time I see a dirty dish. And slowly but surely, as I do that, as I clean more and more dishes day in and day out, and I stick to it, I start to build trust with myself. And that trust allows me to continue to stay disciplined. It would be like breaking a promise to myself if I don't do the dishes this day. And then eventually, same thing with the exercise, it becomes subconscious. You don't even have to think about it. You see a dish and you do a dish. Like, there's nothing to it. And then once that's done, you pick another thing, and so on and so forth. And every time you pick a new objective of discipline, you get a little bit better at just being disciplined. And so sticking to that becomes easier. And before you know it, I believe it creeps into every single aspect of your life. You are just an overall, like, you're no longer a person who wants to be disciplined. You are a disciplined person, if that makes sense. And so, like, and if success is what you want, then I implore you to think about the fact that almost all successful people, and I'm going to go ahead and say all successful people, are disciplined. They are disciplined in their craft. They are disciplined. They don't need motivation to execute on what they're doing. And so if you take the small steps now and you start to build discipline where it's easy for you, it'll start to bleed into those other things. And when you become a disciplined person, when you have the traits of somebody who's successful, guess what? You go from somebody who wants to be successful to somebody who is successful. And I think that touches on a larger point, is that when you want to achieve something in life, you should take the time to recognize what are the traits of people who have achieved this. What do they do? What are their habits? What are the things that make them tick? And how can I take those and put them into my own life? And when you do that, you start to actualize who that person is and what they do. And when you start doing it, not only are you doing those things, but you become the person who does them. And so you have to just truly embody it. You have to embody whatever it is that you want to the fullest extent, and it will, in turn, become a part of your life, whether you want it to be or not. And subconsciously, we're all doing this in our own ways, through our habits, through the things that we do. You either have good habits or you have bad habits. And if you're waking up every morning and you're not doing your laundry, you're not going to the gym, you're not brushing your teeth, something as simple as that, then you are becoming a person who has those bad habits, that does those things, an unsuccessful person. And so it's in your best interest to watch your habits and be incredibly aware of them and the things that are happening, so that you can shift them, you can move them, you can start to act in a way that aligns with the person that you want to be, and you will become that person. That is the way of the universe. That is the order of the world. You have to rehearse it, repeat it, and then you become it. It's as simple as that. So yeah, somehow we've gotten to the end of this lobby. There's only one person left, but those are my general thoughts on the matter. It's very important to build your discipline, and discipline as a whole plays a larger role in the habits that we have, and it helps to build better habits. And through those better habits, you then become a person who you actually want to be. You start to emulate it, And when you emulate it, eventually you are it. And it's just as simple as that. So yeah, I hope that was a palatable manner. I hope you got something from that. That is the best way I can put it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try and clutch up. Let's get this 20 bomb before the storm steals it. And that'd be pretty epic. I don't necessarily think this video needs to be incredibly long. I do think the information that I portrayed in it is incredibly important, and more time could be spent on it. If you do have questions regarding it, things of that nature, like, please leave me a comment below. That makes it a lot easier for me to know what you guys want to see, what you want to hear me talk about, stuff like that. If not, I'm more than happy to keep rambling my thoughts about. And, when I come up with an idea or I want to say something, or I think something's important and it's something that I wish I knew when I was younger, or if I had a close family friend or somebody I deeply cared about, this is the information that I would want them to know. So yeah, no, I truly appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to stop talking real quick and get this kill and we'll be done. Unless I die, that would be insane, but see, I'm not even gonna align with that. What? What? This guy has no interest in fighting me like normally. Alright, well, I hope you guys got something from that. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope to see you in the next video. And if you want my deeper analysis on any of the topics that I've talked about, feel free to leave a comment and I will respond to you, letting you know everything that I know. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a blessed day.